Hey everybody, how's it going? We're going to do another quick tip video tonight on Ideamaker on merging two different models together to make one solid model file that you can export to STL, OBJ, do whatever. You do not need to go outside of this to do like mesh mixer or anything. This is a function within Ideamaker that maybe you haven't used before. If you have used it, move along. You're not going to learn anything new. If you haven't used it before, stick around. It's pretty slick. So what we're going to do is we're gonna merge, take two completely separate model files, orient them to be printed together in one single print, but we're going to take the extra step in actually merging them and making them one single file together, and then looking at what you need to look at to take into account in your slicing template to make sure that it prints correctly. So we're going to do a little custom hitch cover for my truck. So we're going to bring in two model files, which I already have out here on my desktop. So I'm just holding control and selecting both of the ones I know I'm going to bring in. So here we go. We have a zombie hand, and then we have this generic little hitch insert that I did in Fusion, and I made it generic so that I could stick it to the back of whatever model I want, and I can have a whole stupid collection of hitch covers for my truck. So first thing we need to do is orient these parts correctly, and so I'm going to pick the hand first. I'm going to go to the move icon. I'm going to center him or her, whatever it is, and then I'm going to go ahead and Control Z, and then I'm just going to move it straight forward to keep it center on the line, and then I'm going to rotate so that the hand is facing forward, and now I'm going to orient this guy or girl, whatever, so that it is oriented in the correct way. So there we go. They're lined up. This is the front part of the hitch that sticks out. This is the part that goes inside the truck. I know that because I designed it. But the hand is a little small. That's too small. So I'm going to scale this one up, scale the hand up to about 150%. That looks good. And now I'm going to go ahead and do a move on the hand just to get everything sort of oriented together here. So I'm going to go ahead and overlap these. I'm going to just do a little bit of alignment here. And so now I've got these things close together and actually overlapping. But just because they're overlapped does not mean that they're one solid part. You just have two models super close together. Now, technically you can print it like this, but Ideamaker is going to try and print two models really close together. And not really print them as one file. So ultimately what you have is just a weak part that's going to break. So the way you merge them is fairly simple. You pick one, and then you hold your shift key and you pick the other one. You go over here to model and you say merge selected models. And so there you go. Now I have one bounding box around both parts. It is not one separate part anymore. It's not two separate parts. It is one part. And then from right here, you can, if all you want to do is merge them and export it off to something else, you're done. Go to File, go to Export, pick where you want to save it. You can do it as an STL file, an OBJ, a 3MF, whatever you want to do, and name it whatever. Now, if you're going to print this, then here's what you need to take into consideration. So let's go to pick whatever your standard slicing template is. Doesn't matter. Make a new one if you want. Go to your Advanced and go to Other. You want to make sure this merge open segments and merge internal overlapping parts are checked. Because even though you've now merged them together and they are technically one file, if you don't select those parts of the model file that are merged and overlapping, it's just still going to print them as overlapping. It's not really going to merge them together in a cohesive print, so to speak. So why don't I uncheck these and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to uncheck these for now. Let's go to the preview. Always check the preview. Preview, 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 preview. And we'll see what's happening here. So let's orient this back over this way. So you can already kind of see that, it's got some weirdness going on here. The back of the, it's matching the contour of the hand, which really should be kind of together. And you can kind of tell because of these lines here, the way they outline, the way the walls are being printed here, something's a little off. So if you scroll down and you get to that part of the slice, you can see that I really have two separate sets of walls. And it is not printing that stuff together. Right there is a decent bond, but as you come down, you can tell that there is a significant gap between the models here. And so ultimately it's a very loose connection. It's not going to, it'll print just fine, but it won't hold up to any sort of bumping around or stress. It'll break. And even so, you can see a big gap there. And even the first couple layers, these are just barely touching. So so not the optimal thing. So we want to make sure we've got those two boxes checked. Let's go back. Go to Edit, go to Advanced, go to the Other tab, Merge, Open Segments, Merge Internal Overlapping Parts, hit OK. Let's reslice. You'll notice a very, a little bit of a difference from a print time perspective. I think this said 536 and now it says 519. So not a huge improvement, but it's doing that because there's actually less movement now of the print head, less retractions, it's printing less walls, it's printing more of a solid wall around the whole part, which is what you really want to make it strong. So let's check the preview one more time. Let's move this around, and you can tell already that while it's still following the contour of the hand, you can tell there's a good amount of top fill here. It's seeing this as a top layer, which is good. It's what you want. So if we come down to that part and into the hand itself, you can see now we've got one solid part connected with infill, crossing through the whole thing. You've got the wall going around the hitch insert and around the hand itself. And all the way down here at the bottom, there is no gap. It is all one solid part. So there you go. So it's a cool little feature that is built in, free to use, all that good stuff, super easy. So there you go. There's your quick tip for the night. Thumbs up and subscribe. We'll do some more soon. See you later.